This is a Headgum podcast.
What's your last name, Jake?
Jake
Okay.
Robinson.
Mrs. Robinson.
You sound like a children's choir.
Yeah.
We sound like Kids
Whoa.
Bop.
I feel like every podcast we're gonna start singing. We started off by singing.
You ever see that clip of that white kid doing Miss Jackson?
Mm-hmm.
Me and your daughter.
Got a little thing going on.
You say it's puppy love. I feel like he was trying to be what Justin Bieber became. Because that was Justin Bieber when he first came out. I remember before they discovered him, he had a video on YouTube that I used to watch. Him singing "Someday at Christmas," the Stevie Wonder song.
I remember that.
And I was like, man, this little white kid really good at singing this song.
Yeah.
And then Usher, I guess, probably was watching the same video.
Yeah, at the same time while you was watching it.
While I was watching it. He called me. He said, hey, Carl, they call me USHERRAYMOND.
Yeah.
I was like, Usher, I know it's you. Your name is saved in my phone.
He called me too that same day, but I was like, you don't have to call because I'm going out tonight. I'm going to be all right tonight, actually. No, I told him I was going to be all right. I said, I'm going out tonight. He said, you sure you don't want me to call? And I said, yeah, I'm going to be all right tonight.
I remember the Justin Bieber video of him as a kid playing drums. That was the one that was in the zeitgeist where I grew up.
Yeah.
Him playing drums, and we're like, "Whoa, this kid and his haircut's so cool."
Yeah.
A bowl cut.
He did have that bowl cut before he made that shit popular. I think
This is adorable as hell. But he really made it. Like, I feel like he's a good, like, if you're like a young YouTuber, like, don't give up. Like,
don't give up. That was his. Wasn't that his documentary?
Yeah, it was like stand up, don't give up.
Stand up and don't give up. Stand up,
don't get down.
Jake, this camera looks to not be facing me.
It is facing you.
It is.
Yeah, I checked it. He had me look at it. We got a new engineer.
You
today.
hear that voice? Rochelle is not here. She had a school paper due.
We have her teacher here.
15. We have our teacher here, Mr. Robinson.
Hello.
Jake Robinson.
Are you trying to seduce me, Mr. Robinson?
I am not.
Right. Well, Jake's not trying to seduce me. So, Mr. Robinson is here. We got a special guest in the building.
I'm so excited about this guest.
First of all, this is a humdinger of a guest. I've done a podcast with her before, and she's extremely hilarious. Improviser, comedian, writer, podcaster. She got 2 podcasts on this network here. Headgum.
Headgum.
Where's your Headgum? Where's your
Headgum? Where's your Headgum? Where's your Headgum?
Hey, Riddle. And what's the other one called?
Sitcom D&D.
Sitcom D&D. Sitcom Do Not Disturb. Mm-hmm. Nope, that's not what it is. Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah.
Did you play that? Did you play that game a lot?
Not as much. The other people I'm on the show with are big D&D people, but yeah, a couple of us are like pretty novice.
Yeah. And do they like roast you like, oh,
Yeah, they really make fun of us, just completely roll us over the coals. We never know when to roll.
Yeah, I mean, how do you know how to play that?
I know.
Play a real game.
I feel
like
they
basketball.
didn't tell us how to play when we were growing up. They didn't say, this is how you play Dungeons and Dragons. I just feel like some people knew how to play and the rest of us just didn't know how to play.
And my school was like in between, so there's like the main building. Oh, by the way, we're not done yet. Put your hands together. Stand up and clap those asses.
Stand up right now. Stand
up and clap those asses. Start clapping those asses right now for our sister in Christ, Erin Keif.
Hello. It's an honor to be here. I'm a fan. I've listened to most of your episodes, I think.
Wow, thank you so much.
Oh, man, we're a fan of you. Man, this is going to be dope, man.
I'm very excited. Now, at my school, there was a main building in the front and then like a separate building. And then it was the big quad with other buildings. But those are like the 2 main old school, like school buildings. In between those buildings, that's where the kids who like play like Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff like that.
The popular kids?
Yeah,
the cool
you can say
They're
it's
the
popular
cool
amongst themselves. Yeah.
Yep.
They hung out in between those 2 buildings playing that stuff. we never really went through that.
I never got over it. Yeah, it's like a section. I never learned it. I had to do it my first time, like on a podcast, like one of your, like something like you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it was completely different than I thought. I thought it was just gonna be like a board game where you roll the dice and you just move, like kind of Candyland.
Yeah.
But no, it's like you perform.
Was that the one that was they used to do online?
That one. Yeah, the streaming one. Yeah,
with Clay Larson.
yeah.
Yeah, I did that one once too. That one was cool. And then I did Harmon Quest with Dan Harmon, and there was a guy who wrote an article about me, saying how much he didn't like me on that show.
Really? He wrote an
He
article?
wrote a full article about it. So thank you.
His life is so empty.
I know.
That's so sad.
Yeah, at the time. Wait,
I also felt like I did a pretty good job. He was like, "Who is this guy?
How could you do a
clearly
bad
doesn't
job
know
at
how to-"
Harmon Quest? But isn't Harmon Quest its own made up thing?
Yeah, it was like all
Yeah.
improv based stuff. But when those canon shits happen, Jake is over there smirking. Did you write that article about
I
me?
did not know.
Yeah, Jay wrote that.
Actually, I
shit.
think it was him. Now
Jake.
that
I
I'm-
feel like
It
was
is
Jake writing
me,
the damn
Jake.
article.
Bow!
Yeah.
Just sure. He's like, I came here.
All right, you caught me.
Yeah, I knew it.
I think there's
wow.
a pipeline from like people who play D&D to improvisers because it gives you like a little taste of playing pretend and laughing with your friends.
Yeah.
Did you know what improv was before you started doing it?
I knew what like short form improv was, and then before I moved to Chicago, I was listening to like a bunch of random comedy podcasts, and people were like, "Oh, I moved to Chicago and did IO in Second City," and that's how I sort of heard about it.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Massachusetts,
Massachusetts.
right outside of Boston.
Hell
You're an
yeah.
asshole.
We
Yeah.
love Boston on this show.
Yeah, sure.
My family's full Boston trash, like thick Boston.
You ever be
accents.
down up in Rhode Island? Mm-hmm. I mean, up in Newport, Rhode Island?
Yeah.
I went over there.
It's
and
nice there.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I hung out. It was like a college crowd. It was they like to party over there.
Newport State.
Yeah, it was
Newport
crazy.
State. Go cigarettes.
I like Providence a lot too. I feel like no one talks about how nice Rhode Island is. All the rich people there are just like, don't tell anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt like a secret. When I
Yeah.
went there, I felt like I found a place that nobody knew about.
Yeah, it's old money there.
I drove through. I leaving Connecticut. I was at Foxwoods, Connecticut.
My favorite TV
Foxwoods
theme of
Mall,
all time. Have
Foxwood.
you ever seen it's the catchiest theme song to anything. You
Yeah?
should Google it. Yeah,
I've never seen it.
it's great.
That casino looked like it was like it went. It felt like it was like a modern ruin. You know what I mean? Like it felt like 1992,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
it
that's
had
so
not
sad.
changed since 1992.
That's funny.
And usually shit is like older, but it felt
Yeah.
like kind of modern. It felt like, oh, this place went out of business.
Yeah.
Like, but it was like people there. There was people there. They closed at like 12. bro. That was
yeah.
so they stopped serving alcohol at 12. Is that like a Connecticut thing?
Yeah, I mean,
Connecticut
don't
dry
get me
laws.
started on Connecticut. Connecticut is so
Don't
snobby.
get me started on
with none of the
Connecticut.
New England charm. It stinks.
All right, Connecticut
I was
stinks.
born,
You
I was
heard it
born in
first.
Connecticut. I was born in Hartford.
You were?
Yeah.
Oh, then it's great.
No,
It's very
I
nice
mean, I
there.
left when I was like 5, 10 years old. So I don't remember.
5 or 10. That's a big jump.
5 to 10 years old.
Yeah,
I did
somewhere
5
in
to
between
10
those 5
years. You don't remember.
I went to Foxwoods. Sorry, that kicked you.
yeah,
I went to Foxwoods, and then we drove through Rhode Island. And Family Guy's my favorite show, so I just wanted to see Rhode Island.
Oh, is that so? Is Quahog a real place?
No.
Oh, but it's Rhode Island though.
Rhode
I
Island,
didn't
yeah.
know that. Okay, I wish I knew that when I was there. I would have enjoyed that more.
Yeah, I was enjoying riding through
be
there,
like, "That's
seeing
Brian."
downtown Providence, and then we got back to Massachusetts and did the shows in Boston. Shout out Boston.
So you like to do riddles?
Oh, no, we hate them. It was a huge mistake, the premise of our show. There's really only 50 riddles in the world, and you can just like reword them and add different nouns in them. But
Wow.
man, and people are always mad
Like,
at
you're
us for
running
not
out of
doing
riddles.
enough. And we're like, we're so sorry. We didn't realize when we started that
Oh, man,
we're like
y'all running out of
220
riddles on
episodes
these
in. And
There's
we're
only
like,
50 riddles.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I believe that fact too. I don't even need to check that.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
yeah,
true
you don't even have to
fact.
Google it. But we luckily have some listeners who are like, even like their jobs are to write like lateral thinking puzzles and stuff like that for a living. So people send us a lot of good.
That's cool.
riddles.
That's good. They better be real too. I wouldn't
Yeah.
trust a fan riddle.
They're good
they're
though.
good?
They're way better than like I've had to
Really?
write like maybe 20 riddles and they're humiliating. If I could
yeah,
wipe
I'm
them
a-
from the internet, I would.
How do you well, we don't have to, I mean, I guess we could talk about more riddles on your podcast when I do it. But how do you qualify a riddle? What makes it a riddle that's not a riddle?
That's a really good question because some of them are like pun jokes for kids that seem like they're in like those 90s joke books. And some are like complicated trying to trick you. I don't like riddles because they're super smug. Because the
Right.
person writing them is like thinks that they're better
What
than
did you think of the Riddler and Batman? Did you watch that?
I did. I actually really liked that. It was a different tone.
He was
for
tight.
I thought that was good.
But were those riddles, or was that him being just weird?
I think maybe he was just being weird.
Saying shit. He was like, the father of the son must sin for the sins of the father. But I'm like, that's not a riddle. You just talking shit.
Yeah, that's just a word salad.
Yeah.
I think it's sometimes I feel like in the comic books and anytime they show the Riddler, it's more like scavenger hunt-y the way he's like adding clues, so it doesn't feel as cut and dry riddle.
I'm fascinated by this. Can't wait to do it. I'm gonna do her podcast later.
All right, I got a riddle for you.
Great.
What time is it when the elephant sits on the fence?
Trunk o'clock.
Trunk o'clock. We both were like trunk o'clock. It's a pun.
Who sits on the fence? So he's like, he hasn't made a decision.
Yeah. What time is it when the elephant sits on the fence?
Time to make a decision.
No, time to fix the fence. That's stupid.
That's stupid. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
You about to say that you liked that
it's
one?
stupid. It's stupid.
Oh yeah, you might be like, that was tight.
Would you want to say that was a good one?
Yeah, honestly, at this maybe I'm numb.
Yeah,
But
maybe
I
you're
liked
like,
it. I
you've
was like,
done
that's
so
better.
many riddles because you're saying if the smug, because to me that's not a smug riddle, that's a riddle for the people.
Yeah.
That's a blue collar riddle right there.
I got one for you. Here's another one.
Okay.
What's the difference between a jeweler and a jailer?
One of them committed a crime. No, I don't know.
I don't know.
One sells watches and one watches sales.
So it's just
Good.
punny. It's like
pun.
it's more
That's puns.
pun.
Yeah. Occasionally there's a good riddle, but there's like
What is
I don't
it
know.
called when you do like when it's like okay, there's Johnny's on a horse riding to Michigan. He has, and then
That's a math problem.
Is that not a riddle?
Yeah, I love when we have stuff like that it's more like you have to suss it out, but that is a little bit more math. Sometimes it's like there's that one that's like you have like a bag of grain, a chicken, and a fox, and you can't leave them alone because they'll like destroy each other. So how there's only one spot in the boat. I actually don't even. Why am I saying this? I don't remember the answer to this riddle. But those are really fun where you're sort of just sussing out.
Yeah, like here's one.
Problem
There's
solving.
3 guys on a horse. There's 2 guys leaving a horse station, and one leaves on Tuesday, the other leaves on Wednesday. They both get there. They both get to the location on Friday. How do they do that?
One stops for food? I don't know.
I know this because the answer to this is in our theme song. For our
really?
show at
Oh,
the
okay.
end. But I think you could probably get it.
I don't have time to think about it. We got to think about Gossip Girl. I have one more though.
Okay, y'all want to know the answer to mine? The horse's name is Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's delightful, isn't
Is
it?
this camera focused on me? They can catch me giggling. Somebody's mother has 4 children. Ron, Rick, and Riley. What's the 4th child's name?
I like this
It's
one.
the same as mine, kind of.
Yeah.
Cause somebody.
Yeah.
Nice. It's
If
good.
you wanna
It's
Be
good.
somebody. If
you
you
wanna
wanna
go
go somewhere,
somewhere,
you gotta wake up and pay attention.
Answer the riddle.
I think that
attention
this
to-
is more of a music. As a listener, I feel like I can say this. This is more of a singing podcast than it is a gossip
Yeah,
podcast.
you came here to
It's
sing,
tipped. Yes, exactly.
Aaron came here to sing. She didn't come here to talk about Gossip Girl. But I came here to sing about Scott, that lost ass boy.
Oh my gosh, the Lost Boy.
I hated this episode.
I feel like I'm sitting. This episode was tough, but it wasn't no. You know, we in that beginning of the that beginning of the splash. Sorry,
Yeah, we're in the early days. You
Yeah.
know, it always starts off slow,
we're in
but
the end of days.
season
You know,
3,
we're in the
I'm
end
still
of-
loving season 3. Dan, I like Dan Swagger. He's adult and hard.
getting it in. Dan is
I
getting
know.
it in. But
Can
before
you-
we get into the episode, before we get it in, let's learn your history with Gossip Girl. Erin, Keif, did you watch the show?
I did. I think I watched at least 3 seasons while it was on because I was a big OC person.
Yeah,
and it's same creator.
learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my big relationship with Gossip Girl is I lived in Chicago for like 7 years, and me and my roommate in Chicago, on the first like cold day, we would restart it, and we'd watch it every winter.
Really?
Oh, that's nice.
It would be like that or Friday Night Lights Friday Night Lights is actually okay sometimes, but
Yeah, I like that show.
Gossip Girl is like the perfect you're stuck in a box all winter show because it's distracting and you can sort of hate watch it. But
Yeah.
I've seen it so many times.
So you know it well.
Yeah, especially the first like 2 seasons. I didn't remember this episode by the title, and when I started it, I was like, I am jumping into a mess. This is one of the messiest parts of the series.
Oh my God!
Don't tell me.
I
nothing.
won't.
Careful
I
with
won't.
this cat.
You listen to the show, you know that I'm in real time. I'm in real time with Bill Maher. I'm right here. I am not
New rule,
further. I don't
no
know.
spoilers.
No spoilers.
I know it's not a good show, but I have seen so much of it, and
Gossip Girl is a great show.
I think it's a great show.
Yeah, it's an
I hate
amazing
it,
show.
and that's why I think it's a great show.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
does feel. It feels very validating to listen to the two of you talk about it because, like, to hear just anyone with like 22 eyes and ears be like, "Wait, what is this?" Is very validating.
This shit is getting on my nerves. I have to like, as I was watching today, like shit would be like so obvious in my opinion, and I go, "Why you not just a minute?"
Yeah.
And then I got wait a minute, it's television. If I was watching it at the time when I was,
you'd probably be like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah,
Yo.
this is season 3, and in season 3 of this show, I was
how were you?
21.
Wow.
So I probably would have enjoyed it back then.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if I would
It
have.
was 2010, so I was 21.
What was I doing at that time?
That was when we started
in
improv. That's when I started improv.
Yeah, I think I was still in college, and I think I was still doing rap music.
Rap music. We're not against those. Rap.
You
We're
want
not
to do
against those
Spotted? I gotta
rappers.
use the Spotted. You have it Spotted?
No,
You see anybody? You see anybody in the streets?
We just had a spot.
I've had.
We were together.
Oh, go ahead.
No, please.
Since I moved here, I saw Domhnall Gleeson coming out of a CVS.
Who was that?
He's a actor. He's in he's like that. He has red hair. He's an Irish actor.
Or is that the guy that looks like Ed Sheeran?
Yeah,
Okay.
Wait, I don't know.
I saw Christian Bale too.
And you
That
saw
was
him? Where you see Christian Bale at?
I saw him. I was going through customs at the airport.
Was he yelling at the TSA?
No, but he was with his family. First of all, his wife is the most beautiful person I've ever seen in real life, and she clearly hasn't had too much work done. I just wanted to. Her hair and skin was incredible.
Wow.
But I was a big Newsies person growing up.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in Newsies.
And Little Women, and so he was like my big high school crush. And then I was like, oh my god.
Was he a kid
Where'd you
actor?
see him at?
At the airport, going through
cool.
custom.
Okay, here, riddle me this. What do you call a person who reads the Bible that's got to get somebody out of jail?
What do you call somebody who reads the Bible that get somebody out of jail?
Yeah.
What?
Christian Bale.
Nice.
Okay.
It worked.
I just made that out of the top of my head. I'm a master riddler. I am the riddler. So that's some good spotteds.
Yeah,
You got any, Carl? Did we have one?
We had one. Where were we at? We saw somebody. And we was like, that's going to be our spotted this week.
Oh, I saw the homegirl from the L Word.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah. I forgot her name, though. I got to look it up. But, yeah, we were outside at the
beep.
And I was like, yo, that's homegirl from the L Word. She was
I got
in something
spotted
else.
in there, too.
And the
That
new
was
L
cool.
Word, too. The reboot.
The review.
Every time I
rebuke.
see a famous person, I'm convinced that they have access to different water than everybody else.
Why do you
They
say
have
that?
like a glow to that. They have like, I don't know. Every famous person I've ever seen, I'm like, you have a different reality than everybody else.
It's what was the first guy's name you said you saw?
Domhnall Gleeson. I might not be saying his.
Hill
Is
Gleason.
he related to Jackie Gleason?
He's related to what's his name? His dad is an actor too, who was in
Brendan Gleeson.
Gleeson, who's in Bruges. Is that?
Oh.
I rented that movie one time when I was working at Hollywood Video because it had a cool cover. Man, I couldn't get through. I was like, what is happening in this movie? I thought
It's
this was gonna be
Irish
funny.
nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a pretty good actor. I like him in the movie About Time. It's like a rom-com, but I'm trying to think of other stuff he's been in. Oh, I think he was in the new Star Wars. He was like a bad guy.
Oh, is that the guy who was like the spy?
Domhnall.
Oh, yeah. I
Domhnall.
recognize him. Yeah, he was good in that. He was good in
He was
Star Wars.
buying
Dom Hill?
Domhnall, I think.
Oh, Domhnall.
He was
Abdominal.
buying so much from CVS. I've
That's
never
funny to
seen
me.
someone leave with CVS with
yeah.
so many bags.
I like that guy then. I like him now.
You know what it is? Straight up, you go to CVS and like usually a CVS is. This is my experience. It's not universal.
Man, let me tell you how it goes. Let me tell you how it is and how
happens.
it's gonna be.
Yeah, I live across the street from a CVS, and sometimes it's just so much easier to walk across the street to the CVS and pay double price for stuff. As opposed to getting in your car and going to the grocery store and dealing with the grocery store
I'm
parking
the same
lot
way.
and dealing with because it's usually like 4 o'clock. So unless it's something that I literally cannot get at the CVS, I'm gonna try to go across the street and see if it's open.
Yeah.
Anything in walking distance just feels better, is better.
But then the problem is I don't be going grocery shopping enough, so I be in there and I'm like, fuck, I ain't got this. And then I'm coming to the counter with like
box of
30,000 things. Like, oh yeah, I got to get some elderberry.
Yeah, I gotta get some elderberry. I'm feeling
he's probably he's a real OG. This cat right here.
That
Because
CVS
the grocery store is a lot, you know. Something about it is a lot. Going to a grocery store
at a certain time. I like to go to the grocery store late at night.
I love that. Really, like 40 minutes before they close.
Yeah,
perfect.
But then you gotta use self checkout sometime.
Oh,
and self checkout
it's trash.
It's a bit of a slog. I don't love it.
I don't like it. I always fuck it up.
I like it. Maybe also because I'm such an introvert and I
you
don't.
Be stealing.
Yeah, and I love to steal.
It's so easy to steal with using that self checkout.
Oh yeah, but they have those cameras and they like show that you're on the camera and I'm like, do I want to be caught stealing from Target right now?
I'm a big Eric guy.
Yeah, Eric always, he feels like a new character. Every season, Eric just feels like a new person in the show.
He's not on the show. He technically it doesn't count. They shouldn't have put it on his IMDb.
How dare you, Eric? He'd leave the studio.
Yeah,
he's good,
he'd be like, "What are you gonna do now, little Jay?"
Yeah,
like
Eric is great.
You ain't doing shit.
Miss Carr. Those are my 2 favorite characters in the whole series.
Pretty good.
Eric and Miss Carr. We're gonna take a little bit of a break. And we'll be right back with more Erin Keif after these messages. The Lost Boy. The Lost Boy.
What's that reference to?
The Lost Boys?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Has to be.
Has to be, right?
Rochelle
Jake,
knows.
what you think?
Do you watch movies?
I watch movies.
What's the Lost Boy refer to? They're all puns of movies. The titles.
The Lost Boy?
Yeah, that's what this episode. Did you not watch the episode, Jake? Mr. Robinson in my office now.
Yeah.
I did not do my homework.
It has to be The Lost Boys.
Yeah. It has to be. There's no other movie.
Wasn't that movie about vampires?
Yeah.
So they trying to say that Scott is a vampire.
I think
he's a blood-sucking.
He's a blood-sucking fool. I hate Scott. Ugh, the worst.
He did some shit in this episode that made me mad.
Yeah, he was killing me. But how did it start off, you say?
Okay, here's how it started off. Blair is walking into the dorm room.
Yeah.
And there's a sock on the door, but she doesn't know what the sock on the door means.
Yeah, like we don't know about that back then.
She don't know about the sock on. She just came from high school.
Yeah.
She don't know about a sock on the door.
That's a college thing.
She pulls the sock off the door, holds it, walks into
Smells
the room,
it, gives it a sniff.
sees Dan and Georgina getting it in. That's a humdinger.
I did not expect that coming. Also, first of all, Dan's getting it in.
Yeah.
Like, because when the last episode, he made it seem like he was going to be like, all right, cool, that was a one-time thing or whatever. But he's like, nah, I'm into it. I'm into this Georgina.
He's so stupid, ain't he?
He's dumb, but, I mean, you know, she's cool.
I mean, Harriet is fine.
No.
Yeah.
Georgina's, I think, one of my least favorite characters in TV history because she's just pure evil with no layers.
And you're not you technically spoiling something for me right now, but it's also something that I know.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, even if you just take her context of like, is it the second season that she comes in and acts like a crazy
her
person?
friend. I mean, like it don't get no better, worse than that.
She's a nightmare.
But I was like, I just like that Dan is like, maybe I just like Dan, you know, getting out of Serena world.
Yeah,
he's so opposite of Serena.
I love it, but there were some moments in this shit that was making me weird. So Serena all of a sudden shows up to NYU looking for Blair. Which is crazy.
Absolutely
at that time.
no security in these dorms. Apparently, people can come and go as they please.
Yes.
Oh, man.
He's like, hey, did I catch you on a walk of shame? No, I was leaving Vanessa's room and she's doing a feng shui thing where I got to take my shoes off. And
that was great.
Vanessa goes, I thought I heard y'all's voices.
That was so funny. She just standing behind the door like, what's up, y'all? It's me, Vanessa.
I mean, Vanessa is nosy enough to be doing that.
Oh, of
anytime
course.
somebody talks,
she
she
probably
might
heard
get up.
Serena's voice. So
She
She
was
was
like,
waiting at the door.
Yeah, she probably put a cup to the door.
Vanessa is so nosy.
Yeah.
She need to mind her own business. She need new friends. She need a whole another show. Like she needs to be on another show.
Vanessa's room. Hey, Vanessa's room.
Vanessa, who's gonna clean up this mess?
Yeah.
Man, I clean it when I say I'm gonna clean it.
Hey, we'll be right back.
Vanessa's
Vanessa's room after these
After
messages.
this.
Vanessa's room is filmed from a live studio audience. Hey.
We're on next week. Vanessa's room. Dad, I'm homeless.
Vanessa, I don't want to hear it. Now you get back to NYU.
Yeah. Vanessa's room.
In Vanessa's room, they tease him about it.
Yeah.
That made me a little bit mad. I feel like that's an inconsistency. First of all, I think the two of them are basically like in love with him the whole series, even if they're not
Right,
with him.
yeah.
So they would be upset. They would also be freaking out that he's hooking up with her. Instead, they're like, "We've all hooked up with Georgina's." Like, no, you haven't. None of you.
I don't know. I feel like Chuck is because when they said that, I was like, Vanessa's has Chuck. That's in her bag. I was like, you hooked up with Chuck. I don't know. I mean, he ain't no Georgina, but
Yeah.
it's definitely
It's crazy he's not as bad as Georgina. That's how bad Georgina is.
I
That
know.
even
But
Chuck
Georgina
is, not as
is
bad.
crazy.
That's why they brought her in, is to make everyone seem more sane
normal, yeah.
by comparison.
Right, you have to go that crazy to make us like this actual
Yeah,
cast.
that was a good writing note. Vanessa says she's meeting Scott, but he's in a class that's not happening because apparently Dan has memorized the whole school schedule for some
What a
reason.
loser.
He was like, "Yeah, I guess you sure about that?
Sure
I think
about
it's
that?
around three."
Vanessa is being played.
Yeah.
She calls Scott and he says he needs to go. But why?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows why he needs to go. Because he's at Ruth's house.
Yeah.
Taking guitar lessons.
Vanessa's
And is apparently some sort of guitar genius.
Yeah. He
By
already knows
Rufus's
how to play.
standard.
Yeah.
They're
Because
like,
it's in your
"What?"
blood, Aaron Keif.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daddy knows how to play an instrument. It's in
You
your blood.
automatically know how to play it.
You will also be mediocre at that instrument.
My dad knows. My dad
He's like,
knows how to
that
deliver
would- if I
mail.
wrote
And
a
guess what? I'll be
CD
throwing letters. Shot.
You don't even have to look.
If I were to see, I want Rufus to be like, let me play a new number. And then he starts doing his single. What's it go?
Every time
I
I
walk away.
you
And
take
then
the patient.
Scott's like, that's my shit.
That's my shit. Oh, he started crying.
So we
He
got to
passed
talk
out.
about this. Because
Rufus.
what is Rufus doing with this boy in his house?
Vanessa's like my daughter.
Yeah.
So don't be in there playing on her.
Vanessa's house.
He's also a really bad liar. Like when she
Yeah.
called him, she said, "How was comp theory?" And he said, "Nonstop excitement, lots of theories."
Yeah. He did
I'd
say
be
that.
like, "You're a liar.
Yeah.
You're a liar."
That's weird because comp theory hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
Listen, Vanessa, get off my fucking nuts.
I
gotta go.
It did feel like he was going to get on her, like, because Vanessa's so snoopy. Even
Yeah.
though she's in the right, it just be like, man, leave me alone, girl. I'm trying to reunite with my father here.
That's when he should have spilled the beans. So he's on the phone for that. And it's like, I'm not getting off this phone until you tell me what's going on. Bitch, will you leave me alone? I'm trying to reconnect with my father. And Rufus
Yeah, they're like, what?
he pops the screen.
Some Seinfeld.
Man, he look like half Rufus, half Humphrey, half Dan. That's what he look like.
Incredible
They casted him
casting.
right.
Incredible casting.
But I just don't get, like, Vanessa and him don't make sense to me. Like, they have no chemistry to me.
Nah.
No.
It's
And that's
ridiculous.
needs to be single for a while.
Yeah.
She needs to find
she needs to
herself.
focus on herself.
Yeah.
Some self-care.
Who's been sitting in this couch? This couch is slumping. I feel tiny in it. I'm usually sitting up high. Jake, what'd you do to this couch? You came here one
Oh,
day, you
man.
done did something to this damn couch.
Man, Jake be fucking with couches.
Jake cut a hole in the couch, so now my ass is just hitting the floor.
Oh, my God.
Serena and Dan walking. She put him on game by Regina. Regina's nutcase. Of course he ain't listening. He's like, well, yeah,
Yeah, gotta give everybody a second chance.
You gotta give
Classic
everybody a
Dan.
second. He's still on that stupid shit. He ain't. As soon like they talking, she's like, Regina's bad.
Yeah.
Like, you have to know this. Like,
You should know more than anybody.
Yeah.
And then, so what do you think? Do you think Serena has some other motive going on here, or you think she's just looking out for it?
I think she's genuinely looking out for him.
Yeah, I think it's also just truly stating the obvious.
Yeah.
Like if I had
Yeah.
an ex who was dating a pathological liar sociopath, I'd be like, hey, just maybe think about anything she's done,
Yeah.
any single event
Yeah.
that's
That
ever
you know
happened
about?
that you know about that you were there for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't never want to date like a crazy person.
Again?
Sometimes I be dating crazy. I be feeling like there's something inside us that likes dating people who are crazy.
Probably.
It's like a you know what I think? I think philosophically it's an attraction to chaos. I
Yeah.
think humans are attracted to chaos.
Yeah.
When things are going too well, it's just
They gotta
like
bring up
boring.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You want your body to be living in
That's
fight or
what Dan's
flight.
doing. He's
Yeah.
like, my life is going too perfect. I need some mess.
Everybody's too cool with me right now. Everybody's
too
having
popular.
such a good time. Too popular.
Yeah.
I gots to fuck it up.
Yeah.
I gots to do something wrong. Is this when she tells him, like, be careful? Like, you need to tell her that.
Yeah,
No
like,
strings.
look, I hope you know, because he was like, it ain't no, he's trying to be on his, like, player shit.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I'm just hooking up. It's all good.
It's
And
all
like, does
good.
she know that?
Yeah, because you better tell her, because
Yeah.
she gonna cut you.
Yeah.
She gets attached.
Yeah.
She gets attached. What if Serena did literally say that? Oh, Regina's gonna cut you. Regina George is gonna cut you.
Probably would, too.
So him and S. He walks away. As soon as he walks away, Carter Bazin walks up.
And kisses
I'm like,
her.
y'all didn't see each other?
And right away kisses
Yeah.
her in a way that is alarming. I would
Yeah.
be like, I'd start screaming if I got kissed out of nowhere like that on the street, even if it was someone I knew.
Yeah.
Relax, it's me, baby.
It's me, Carter Bazin, yeah. Remember
Carter
we went to
Bazin.
go look for your daddy?
And they canoodling for a bit. Again, they canoodle on. You know, Carter Bazin and Serena like to canoodle in the front yard. And when a blonde girl walks in, he's like, Carter
Oh,
Bazin?
yeah, that girl, yeah.
And he's like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
And she was like, you drink your whiskey with a neat and a rock and a rock, a little bit of Coca-Cola.
Every note.
You drink your Hennessy with a rock and a little bit of Coca-Cola.
And you had sex with me in a library?
Yeah.
You don't remember?
He's like, no, I
I know,
didn't.
now looking back, it's like, of course that wasn't real. At
Yeah.
the time, I did believe him.
I believed her the first time.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she slaps him. Pow! Because you don't slap nobody you don't believe.
Yeah.
And then
I know.
also,
And she got away with that slap, too.
yeah, if a
There's
stranger, I'm
retribution.
sorry, I don't know, I wouldn't go back and like hit her back, but like, oh, you're not just finna walk away from me, stranger. You slapped me in my damn face.
When
You
it
finna-
truly wasn't you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
We finna talk about
but
this.
Carter did just shake it off like, that was weird.
That would, if I was Serena, I'd go like, even if that was fake, he's really used to being slapped.
Yeah.
Like that
he
didn't
was
ruin
like,
his
nah,
day.
Yeah, it is. I get slapped all the time.
He's like-
Sometimes it's real, sometimes it's fake. I don't know. Sometimes people
Another
play tricks
Tuesday
on me.
for me.
It's
I
like
don't
I would have
know.
been like, hold on, you finna stay right here on this stoop until Aaron Keif gets here to beat your ass.
And I would.
And will you please come and fight
And I
women
would.
for me? Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you so
Cool.
much.
Oh, yeah. He's like, you don't want to see Aaron Keif in these streets.
Yeah.
Let's
I'll throw
go.
my first punch ever.
Yeah.
You ever been in a fight in high school? I know.
No. No.
All verbal altercations.
Have you ever slapped a guy like in that way? Been like, ah.
I threatened to hit a guy who had hurt my friend at a bar in Australia. I got up in his face and
cool.
I told him I was going to fight him, which thank God he didn't want to fight me. I would have lost immediately.
Australia is nuts. Those people
Oh,
are
those
crazy.
guys-
Yeah,
Wow.
they're scary.
They live amongst snakes.
And
You been that?
scary
You like
spiders.
Australia?
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty. It feels a little bit like it's 25 years behind the rest of the world
Really?
socially a
Interesting.
little
Oh,
bit.
I didn't know that.
It's like pretty misogynistic and homophobic and racist.
Oh,
but
yeah, I've heard
Really?
that. I've heard
Oh.
Other
that.
than that,
Oh man.
but and I could do without the spiders. I saw a spider eating a snake once, and I was like,
that's
I actually have to go
Carl's
home.
least favorite, both things.
Yeah,
Snakes and spiders.
it was horrible.
I'm going to pass out.
You could hear the spiders coming at night. It would be like,
Really? Where
then
would
you
they
turn on
be?
the
They're
light.
that big?
I was in Western Australia where the spiders are like way bigger, but not poisonous. They're called huntsman spiders. If you
I
want to
don't
show you
give a
Oh my
shit.
god, that's like the ketchup.
Yeah.
That's,
Wait a
dang,
minute.
that's
So
how you know.
where would they be like you can hear them coming from where?
Like
In the house?
yeah, and like my wall or in the bathroom or whatever. Like I'd turn off the light and you'd hear like the, and then I would get hairspray in my spider shovel because I had a spider shovel.
Hairspray and a lighter, of course.
Yeah, yeah, and I would turn on the light, find it, spray it so it would be stuck to the wall, and then you hit it over the head, but you don't smash it because it could be pregnant.
Ah!
And then I would grab it and then put it over my neighbor's fence.
Wow, is that big?
Yeah, it's scary, but those aren't poisonous, and sometimes people keep those in their house just to kill other bugs. It was horrible.
Oh, it's like when you see cats on the lot. You ever see
Exactly.
cats on the studio lot?
Yeah.
Killing mice.
Is that what they're there for?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's
No,
why
they're
that's-
they're there to break into show business.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a hardware store
Uh-huh.
near my house that I go to sometimes. And they have a cat up in there and they be scaring you because you think it's like an omen.
Oh right.
Oh,
you just be-
yeah.
you
I don't
be
like
like-
those kind of cats.
Standing in the light fixtures aisle. I like to look at light fixtures. There's a hardware
I know
store.
that's a fun aisle when you go to, especially at Home Depot. You
Yeah.
be in there like, to the heavens.
Yeah, man, can't wait till I buy a house. I'm finna have all these light fixtures. Ain't nothing finna match in my house. I'm getting every single one of these light
Lights
fixtures.
everywhere.
No real lamps,
And
only
then
ceiling
only
ones.
And then fucking a cat will walk by. You like, I know I didn't just see a cat.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you got to remember. And then they have signs that go, "Don't feed the cat."
Oh,
it has
wow.
dietary restrictions.
Oh,
But
wow.
so I guess they probably got mice in there because they got plants and
Yeah. Killing some
soil
bugs.
and shit. Yeah,
That's tight.
Yeah.
this shit's not tight. So Serena leaves. She gets out of there.
You don't think that's tight?
Nah, I ain't tight.
I don't like cats.
I don't mean either. This is an anti-cat pod. You got a cat, Erin?
I don't have a cat, but I do like cats. I have a dog.
Good.
Yeah.
Dogs are fun. This is a pro dog.
What kind of dog?
Anti-cat.
A little dog?
She's like a lab mix, but she was the runt, so she's like tiny. She's a forever puppy.
I'm gonna have a
great.
big ass dog. Next time you come in here, it's gonna just be a big ass Rottweiler sitting on the couch next to me, named Grits.
Yeah.
I already love him. I just got really attached to that
Did you
fictional
bring your
dog.
dog out here when you moved out here? Mm-hmm. How do you like LA so far?
It's so nice.
You
I
been to
mean,
the dog parks?
yeah, my dog is kind of scared of other dogs. She only has one friend. But I mean, like after being with her in a Chicago winter where she's like peeing in the snow
Yeah.
and her paws are burning from the salt. It's so nice to just have it be sunny all the time.
That's
I love
cool.
it. I didn't know if I would love it, but I love it.
Now I heard she's a real Chicago dog, where she refuses to put ketchup on
Exactly.
her, on
Yeah,
herself.
exactly. Yeah, she's a real snob about it too. Only mustard.
Riddled me this.
I was in Chicago a couple weeks ago, and I went out with my good friend Tony Newsom, and she took us. It was me, Brett, Tony, and Tony's friend who was there. I can't think of her name right now. I hope she doesn't hate me. But we had a great time. We did a show, and then we went to a Mr. Ed's hot dogs. I want to say it was called. Is it called Mr. Ed's?
I think that sounds familiar to me.
And the hot dog was good.
It sounds good.
I'm
Not
fine
great.
with the Chicago dog.
I like the Chicago
The tomatoes
dog.
a little bit much, and the blue relish.
Yep.
But you get cheese on it.
That sounds
You
really
get
good.
all the the poppy seed bun.
How do you feel about Chicago pizza? Are you a deep dish person?
I've only had good deep dish in Chicago. The one that they have out here, I did not care for.
Yeah.
The deep dish in Chicago was crazy. It was good. I don't think I want all the time. I like the thin crust better.
Yeah, me too.
Pub pizza, is that what it's called? Pub style pizza. I like that one better. That's pretty tasty.
I like the Detroit kind, where it's
That's
just
good
like
too.
a square.
The
and
square,
then
yeah, that's good too.
pepperoni curls up.
And New York
Ooh.
pizza is always good,
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a good deep dish over here. What's it called? Matzah.
And see,
You
I
didn't like
disagree
that?
with him. I didn't care for it.
You didn't
When
like
you
that?
have, I had Giordano's in
Yeah.
Chicago, and I was like, that shit is good. It tastes like you eating a big ass lasagna pizza type. It's like
Pizza
so
soup.
much cheese, and it was crazy.
Yep.
Wow.
It was crazy. And then we ordered all these pies, and then we all were like full, like after like 2 slices at the restaurant. Boxed them all up, took them back to the hotel, went and got drunk at this bar, Sheffield's, that night. Partied all night at the Sheffield. This was during CIF.
Sheffield
Chicago
and left
Improv
field.
Festival. And then got back to the room and ate all of that cold ass deep dish. Probably couldn't shit for a week.
That's probably sitting in your stomach just
That's
like a
probably
block.
still in your stomach.
Yeah.
We ate that shit up. Like we was all just like, damn. It was like, I was like, how did we only be able to eat like 2 slices at the restaurant? And then now this shit is
Yeah.
cold. It's just like a cold brick of cheese and sauce.
We always would say, like, if you can't sleep, just go eat some deep dish. You will immediately
really?
like your,
That's
your body cannot
That's what we should
metabolize
do
it without
with
falling asleep.
psychedelics. If you can't sleep, because you can't sleep on drugs, then you just eat some deep dish.
Yeah.
Or some
Pass your
some
ass out.
ribs,
Yeah.
some barbecue. I want to hear more about these spiders.
No,
even though I
I'll
hate
show
them.
you a picture.
Don't.
No, I want to see actually.
All right, I'm gonna show you.
No, I don't.
I do too. I do want to see, but I don't like the idea of it. So anyway, Vanessa goes in and checks the records at the Bursar's
I know,
office.
like real fast too.
Yeah,
just
can
like
I-
just ready to go, ready to go to Snoop.
Yeah. Can you tell me what classes this guy has? Like,
No, we can't do that.
We
What the
can't do
fuck?
that. She's
Who
like,
are you, woman?
Listen, I just need to. Can you just tell me if he's enrolled here?
That's
I
as
just
big
need to
as
know.
they would
Oh
get.
my God, that shit is huge.
But they would normally be about
Don't-
half the
don't-
size of this.
Get it off of him.
Come on,
Get
man.
it off of him.
Like that's Come on.
You gotta kill those.
You took a picture. Did you take that picture?
No, I have a picture. I actually hurt. It's embarrassing, but I hurt myself when I got my mail once because I took the mail out and there was a spider on it, and I pulled my neck so bad that I had to go to the hospital.
Because you were so in shock.
Yeah, because
you were like,
it scared me so bad. I was like, like a cartoon.
I would have done the same shit. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
I was just like the whole time. That place is crazy. I was in and out of the hospital. I got like a million concussions.
Wait,
How long were you over there?
2 years.
Oh, I thought you were there for like a vacation.
I got such a bad sunburn that they were like, "Were you in a fire?" Like, it was horrible.
Oh, wow.
That place is a weird, it feels like Jurassic Park there.
Why
But
were you there for 2 years?
I did school there for 2 years.
Oh,
there
you
for
could
my
have just went to
junior,
Arizona
senior.
State.
I know. I blew it. I blew
Wow.
it.
Did you go to Oxford, Jake?
No.
Cambridge?
I went to Sheffield.
Sheffield?
Oh,
Like the bar I went to in
bar.
Chicago.
Yeah.
I went to
Sheffield University, did you hoop there?
And you didn't study math?
No.
No.
Just English.
Where is that at? Where's that located?
It's in the north of England.
Yeah. Manchester?
Well, Manchester, Lancashire, and Sheffield's Yorkshire.
Okay.
So it's like Sheffield, Leeds, and York, and then Manchester, Liverpool, and
Cool.
Lancashire.
Liverpool.
I like Leeds. I like that name.
Leeds.
Yeah.
Mattresses.
I'm straight out of Leeds. I'm Leeds Crip, homie.
I've been to Manchester.
Yeah, Manchester's a great city.
Willie Manchester.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed Manchester. That was where the best fish and chips I ate was.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Is that good, though?
Fish and chips. That was
Yeah.
all I was eating the whole time I was out there.
Bro.
Because the hotel would have that British breakfast. Let me tell you something about yourself, Jake. Them motherfucking beans for breakfast, y'all are insane for that.
Yeah,
Y'all
it's
really
bad.
be doing that? Or is that like
British
a...
food is
real.
terrible.
Because I was wondering...
Thank you for saying that. Most of y'all be like owning up
Do
to your
people
food.
really be liking it? Or
They-
is it like
they be
a
acting
thing
like they like
that they're
that
known
shit.
for, but no one really does?
They be acting like they like that shit.
Nobody
Beans.
likes that. Nobody
Beans
likes
on
it.
toast. Imagine, like
Sad.
now, you got to make baked beans like us Americans do it, you know?
Yeah,
Put
God
some ground
bless
beef
America.
in there, sweet
Taste
more
of it. I love
sugar.
this country.
sugar.
Don't ever disrespect this country. The Boston Tea Party all over it.
So, Erin, just so you know, this podcast is slowly becoming just a patriot talk.
Patriot talk.
Because every
Woods and
episode
talk.
we get this, and now we got a British person. I think they put him here on purpose
I know,
for
he's
us
a-
to really get in our
Yeah,
patriot.
he hasn't
Yeah, they
spoken
don't know.
in 40 minutes, and you've just berating him about how
I
shitty
tell
English
you,
breakfast
this
is.
country is great, goddamn.
If I like the food there, I'd still be living there.
See,
Yeah.
see, that's why
So,
he's
all right,
here.
let me ask you
move.
this: now that you're here, what kind of breakfast you like?
Oh, I mean, I
Frosted
like
Flakes.
I do like.
Great.
I feel like you've got great diners, so
Yeah.
it's still like kind of similar where it's like eggs and hash browns and
Yeah.
toast. It's just less ingredients, but it's like
Yeah.
Less
it's so much
ingredients.
better. It's like
We are
not, it's
kinda
not
the
less
same,
is
huh?
more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna take you to Waffle House.
Oh yeah.
Where more is more.
Yeah, we should go to Waffle House. Have you been
To the American South.
to the South yet?
I've been to Louisiana.
Ooh.
I just came back from New Orleans a couple months ago.
That's
did you think of
good
the city?
food.
Beautiful, cool city. I hated the humidity. Couldn't.
That's
It just-
fine.
It destroyed me.
You should have took me with you, man. I know we didn't know each other till an hour ago.
Yeah. Hey,
but
next
you
time you
should
go
have
to
took me with you.
New Orleans, you better hit him up.
Yeah, hit me up. We got a hotel we stay at when we go to New Orleans. We stay at the Nopesy.
The
Oh,
Nopesy.
nice.
Y'all going down there, boy, by the Nopesy. I gotta get my accent right.
We go. New Orleans is my favorite city in the world.
What's
And
your
I've been
favorite
all
thing
over
to
the
eat
world.
there?
Hmm?
What's your favorite thing to eat there?
In New Orleans? Mm-hmm. Oh man,
Beans for breakfast.
beans for breakfast. I do an English breakfast when I go.
I'll have the English breakfast, please.
I mean, it's so much stuff. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
literally can walk into a gas station and get a bag of chicken.
Yeah.
And be like, "This is the best chicken I ever ate." in
Yeah,
my life."
everything is good there.
Yeah.
Like when I always feel that's the only place I ever feel overwhelmed in terms of like what I want to eat.
Yeah.
Like I never know what
You can
to
walk
do.
by every restaurant. Like I
What
don't
about
eat
you?
Mexican food anywhere outside of California and Texas.
Yeah, Houston
Well-
Mexican food. Is
Well,
so
I mean, let
good.
me say the whole the Southwest.
Yeah.
I try not to eat no Mexican food outside of the Southwest. Even in New Orleans, the Mexican food is good.
Yeah.
So good. I love the the best oysters I've ever had were in New Orleans.
Charboil.
So you like those? Because I was wondering about this. You could jump in this too, Carl. Because when I went to Rhode Island, that was the best oysters I ever had.
So good.
But then I was thinking about New Orleans oysters. They're just so different. But I'm realizing I'm more of a East Coast oyster person. I think.
Yeah. The
I'm gonna try them again.
oysters are probably my favorite food. which is ridiculous, but
That's
it's true.
crazy. You love aphrodisiacs.
Yeah, exactly. But there's a place in LA called, I think it's not too far from here, called Found Oyster. Yeah. And a lot of their East Coast oysters are right. They are right, yeah. Right by the garbage or just wherever. But a lot of them are from where I grew up. So like they're
really?
and so I was thrilled to find it
Where is
here.
this place?
I think it's in Silver Lake technically, or maybe Los
LNE?
Feliz.
No, Found.
It's called Found Oyster?
Yeah, Found Oyster.
Have you been to LNE Oyster?
No, I haven't. Is it good?
Well, I don't know. I want to know what you think.
Oh yeah,
now.
I'll check it out.
Go
I'll let you
there
know.
and
I'll
then
message
tell
you.
me if it's better
Yeah.
than that. That's
Yeah,
the only place to
let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let us know and sound off in the messages. What's your favorite oyster in the whole country?
Yeah. Where's your favorite oyster?
sorry, Gossip Girl.
Which
Yeah.
oyster? I mean, which ocean you like them from?
Yeah, which ocean do you like your oysters from? Let Jake know. Jake, put your Instagram at the
Whoever
end of this
gets the
episode.
most, we'll go to the ocean and eat those oysters.
Yeah, well, whoever gets the most votes, we will come to your city and we eat oysters with you. Your treat. You got to buy them for us. Blair, Vanessa checks. See if Scott is a student there. We already knew he wasn't, but she didn't want to believe anybody else. Scott is not a student at NYU. He doesn't go there.
Yeah, that's
So
a
she got to
hard
figure out
thing.
what he's doing. But we knew that, though. We knew that from last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this time it's
official.
The official.
I get you.
Yeah. Because before I was not entirely sure. I just knew he was just lying. So he's lying about something.
Yeah.
He's a bad liar, like
He's a
my
terrible
girl Erin
liar.
said.
Terrible line. Blair pulled up on Chuck for breakfast, but he's in his business bag. You know, he got his suspenders on, Gordon Gekko, laptops, phone calls, suspenders, everything.
Cannot believe he dresses like that with fresh eyes back in the show,
Yeah.
going like he's 18 or 19.
Yeah.
He's
But
a
he's the
child.
president of a company.
I know, but he looks so
I
dumb.
know. He is. He's like dressed out of the 20s.
Every time I
So
see his
stupid.
shoes, they never look tight.
Yeah, he doesn't got good taste in shoes. But he's. I will say, in terms of his arc, he's stepped it up. His
Yeah.
clothing
Yeah.
has stepped up.
I don't like it when Blair and Chuck are actually together. They give me like the creeps when they're
Yeah, what do you
actually
think,
together.
Carl? I was gonna ask you about
Same
that.
thing.
I was thinking I didn't like it at first, but I kind of like it because they're the best version of themselves. Like they're
each
not
other?
as evil when they're
Right.
together.
There are moments where they're not as
Like they have to like realize they have to care about somebody. They can't other than themselves.
Yeah, we're gonna get to
We gonna get to
we're
that.
gonna get to that. I'm doing the right episode, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope, we got to start over.
And we got to keep all the small talk we've had. So
Yeah.
yeah, she goes to his office. He can't smash. She's like, I got shit to do. Like I'm trying to do
Yeah.
this thing.
Oh, that's right.
She got nowhere to go because she ain't got no friends. Like she ain't in high school no more. She ain't cool at NYU.
Mm-hmm.
So she walk out. She drops all of her magazines in a weird, on purpose way.
Horrible. I was
Yeah.
like, we couldn't have done another take of that.
I know, like make it look a little bit more. Excuse me. And so she gets a notice that she's invited to this La Table
Oh yeah,
Elitaire.
the table terre, which is like
Good luck. It's a secret society for college students.
Yeah. So finally some good news from
Yeah.
Blair.
And
'Cause,
it's hers.
Yeah, she's been lame all year at NYU.
Yeah.
They're really making NYU look so whack. But it's
yeah.
like
It's a really hard school to get into.
Yeah.
I know, because they making the NYU kids. Because I used to look at the NYU kids like, dang, y'all got an NYU, and they making them seem like the lame. What the hell are we? The community, like this community college.
Community college, yeah.
I went to community college. I'm like, man, they probably wouldn't even touch us
Yeah.
in the bottoms.
So Dan goes to talk to Regina George about being casual. She acts like ain't nothing wrong with
Yeah,
that.
ain't
She's
no
like,
thing.
I love that
shame,
you've just
yeah.
started calling her Regina George.
Yeah,
A
What is
different
that from?
fictional mean girl.
Oh,
Maybe
that's from Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Same though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same exact
same
flavor.
idea. Yeah.
So
Yeah, she was like, it's all good,
it's
no
all good. Let's go
strings.
get some pizza. What you think? Like, let's go get some coffee or whatever. Like, he thought it was easy. It ain't
He's
easy.
like, well,
Ain't
that
shit
was,
sweet around
she was
here.
like, this is your first time having this talk, huh?
Yeah.
It was interesting seeing Dan go through that.
Yeah, he was like, oh, yeah.
I just want to be on the same page.
Yeah, yeah, same thing. Wow, that was easy. That was easy. That's where Circuit City got the "that was easy" button from.
Yeah.
Or Staples. What
That
was
was
it?
easy.
Office Depot. So Chuck goes to meet a guy. His secretary assistant is in there.
Oh yeah, he's real creepy. This
Yeah.
is the creepiest I've ever seen Chuck. Wait, no, is this? Am I mixing the episodes? Up?
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
another creep thing. Next
Yeah, there's
episode.
an even creepier thing.
The secretary in that, after you finish Gossip Girl, there's a show that is somehow worse but feels exactly the same called The Bold Type.
Oh,
same
she's
network,
in that show?
and she's on that show, and I went,
Oh.
What channel was that on?
The
I
Bow
think
Type
it was
is on Showtime,
It was
right?
in
Or no?
Showtime. I think it was CW. I think it's the same
Is
network.
it the people who did the show about with Hilary Duff and then
Yeah,
she's like
younger.
younger.
It's the same people.
Same people, right?
It is. It was a big time COVID depression watch for me. I think I watched it
That's
all
what
in.
Gossip Girl
Felt
was
like
for
an
me.
hour.
But
But yeah, she's another.
Yeah, he did get on. He did like kind of try to hit on her, right? And then she was like, "I have a BA.
I have an MBA from
MBA.
Tuck.
From Tuck. Don Tucker
Tuck
must
University.
die." And
Where's
then he's
Tuck
like,
University?
Is that real? I thought she said Tufts, but maybe,
"Yeah, maybe
not
Tufts.
Tufts.
Yeah,
Which is
both of them sound
No,
like
she
fake.
said Tuck. She said Tuck.
I have an
Tuck School of Business.
oh
Yeah, a
Is that
business
real?
school. It's the business school of Dartmouth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Must be
Well,
nice.
yeah.
She said Tuck. Tuck Hall. 100.
So
Tuck
yeah,
Hall.
what is she's like? I didn't understand what's going on here. So she's like, if you want to beat with this guy, you got to tap into his history. But I didn't
That was
understand how
super
Chuck-
forced.
Yeah, I was like, how did Chuck know, like that picture was gonna be the thing that was gonna get him in with him? I didn't understand any of that.
It was so forced. It falling in his lap. That Blair also needs
Yeah.
the same one. Is so
Also,
silly.
I love how I felt like this episode, everybody was shoehorned to the Sotheby's. Like it was like we want every character at the Sotheby's auction, no matter
Yeah.
what.
Yep.
It don't matter how they get there. I want them there. I want Scott there. I want Brass there. I want Blair there.
I want
And it's
Ruth there.
like, yeah, I was like, what the fuck is a South? Is that a real thing?
Sotheby's? Yeah. it's
You
real.
done that?
No, have I done it? No, I haven't done it, but it's a real
Man,
thing.
you stay being at Sotheby's.
Yeah, I'm
Heard of Sotheby's, but I didn't know it was like an auction thing.
Yeah, they
Is
have
it-
all.
what-
It's like a art. It's like a. They got one over here.
For real?
Yeah,
Sotheby's?
they got Sotheby's. It's I'd just be at Home Depot looking at the lights. That's my Sotheby's.
It's very validating to me that no one has brought up Nate's storyline because he's
Man, don't nobody
It
give a
hasn't
shit
come up
about
yet.
this.
It hasn't. It's gonna be after this.
he's completely useless. He's my least favorite character in the show.
For real?
Wow.
Yeah,
and we gonna
because
get
they
to
just
that.
don't know
Let me
how
ask
to
you real quick,
write for
since
him.
you're a fan. Who's he don't know. He don't have
don't know. He don't have
it. I tweet. He's like, "There's no file for me. They didn't bring the file for me." Sorry, Jake. All right, and since you watch the show, where are you? Team Serena or Blair? Where are you at in this?
Try to
Serena
say it without
is
spoilers.
like way less toxic and crazy, but I think Blair is more entertaining. I just like that character more. I also my favorite romance on the show is Chuck
Careful.
and Blair.
Don't say nothing.
No,
Oh,
but
wait,
I just mean that, like, Chuck and Blair.
I forgot.
Chuck and
I
Blair,
already
okay.
know what you said.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say something else. Don't say nothing else. Keep
Especially
talking.
like the early days.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah,
3
yeah.
words, 8 letters. Say
No,
that I'm yours.
I was like, because normally that would annoy me, being like, just tell me you love me. But when he really said it, it really worked out.
made me feel something.
But sorry, I thought you were gonna say this other thing.
No, I know.
Don't say-
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I would never. But yeah, I think that, yeah.
So you like Blair then?
I like Serena's clothes more. That was another big part of watching the show is for like the insane outfits.
yeah.
But I think I like Serena's outfits more. But in general, Blair is more entertaining to me.
Fascinating.
I skipped over something important.
Okay.
Blair warns Serena about Carter Bazin.
Oh
Watch
yeah.
out for him.
Right.
He's not good. Serena don't listen to nobody.
Don't listen. Even though she warned Dan about
Yeah.
Regina
Yeah,
George.
yeah.
But now she getting warned. She don't want to listen.
She don't want to listen. So she does bring a huge mistake. It's obvious. And I put in my notes, everybody is stupid on this show.
Yeah.
Every single person who's on this show is a dumbass.
Except
and-
for Georgina.
Except for Eric. Except for Eric and Miss Carr.
Yeah, especially Rufus in this show. in this
Rufus is
episode.
so stupid, man. Oh my
But
god.
I want to talk about it. We're gonna talk about that because I don't know if I think he knows the truth. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Big Roof.
D story alert. Nate and Reba's daughter are walking and talking.
Stupid
They're
episode.
gonna make a public debut. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I just never have ever cared about Nate. Not
No, I
once.
like Nate, but I just
like
don't
Nate,
like
too.
this relationship. I don't understand. I don't know who this Bree Buckley. I don't get it.
Bree Buckley. At Sotheby's, the Chuck limo pulls up. Blair walks out. Chuck needs to buy the same paint that Blair wants to get into secret
Yeah,
society.
now that's a tough one.
Yeah, that's what they figuring out that whole thing.
What a dilemma.
Scott pulls up on Vanessa, right? She gives him an ultimatum. Why the hell you not in school? Because I'm Ruf's son, goddammit.
Because I'm trying to find my
I'm trying to find my
daddy.
daddy. Ruf is my daddy.
You don't understand, woman.
He begs her not to say anything to anyone because he wants to talk to his parents first. But what Scott doesn't know...
Because Scott... Right, go ahead. Sorry. You going to say it?
I was just going to say.
Go ahead, say it.
What Scott doesn't know is that Vanessa can't hold water.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I know she was like, please don't make me do this. But I was going to say, just reminding everybody, Scott don't know that Ruf and them want him. They wanted him.
Yeah.
He still thinks they
didn't want him. Yeah.
So I think that's a big deal because this whole time he's been trying to. It makes sense because I was like the whole time I'm like, Scott, what is your plan and why are you being so weird and why are you being so sneaky? Just go talk to him. Mm-hmm. But then when he said that, I remembered. Oh, he thinks that they don't want to see him, so he's trying to sneak his way in. But if he knew that they want to be with him, then he could have just been like, it's me, Dad.
Right.
Scott.
But if he was worried about being rejected, it feels like, why did you go through all this trouble? And then, I don't know.
That's why this episode's stupid.
It's stupid as hell. It's stupid as hell.
Okay, good point.
Because it was like a big up and back. It was like, what the hell was the point of that? Why you put me through that? Well, we'll talk about it.
Vanessa tells Dan half the story, but Georgina walks in and stops it. So she tells him to dive deep into him.
What?
When she...
Now, because you talking about Georgina was outside listening. Shop?
Yeah. No. Mm-hmm. No, that's another thing.
Oh, okay.
This is when Vanessa is sitting there telling Dan
she's about to
she's about to tell him basically Scott is Rufus. She's about to tell him exactly what he did. Okay. But Georgina comes up and stops.
Oh, Vanessa and Dan, you mean? Yeah. Yeah. She didn't even wait. She couldn't wait a day. Like, she's like immediately like, Dan, I gotta tell you something.
I got to tell. Now, I know I'm gonna betray this dude's trust completely. She's always worried about lying, but it's like, all right, I need you to hold this secret.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do it. I gotta tell somebody. She could have waited.
She could have struggled with it a little bit.
Yeah, she only had to keep that secret for like 2 more hours.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna tell him tomorrow. What's one more day? Scott says. What's one more day?
Yeah.
Waited my whole life. What's one more day?
Now, this is one of my favorite parts. Is that Chuck shows up with the bottles of champagne, right? And he's like, I came here to apologize. And she goes, well, do it. He goes, that was it.
Yeah. That was great. Yeah.
That was it.
That's why I think I like this. I like this dynamic. Yeah. They're weird.
When they're like in a weird sexual competition, kind of. I do like that shit.
And then, and he's like, why don't we just stay here, right? We gonna get it in anyway. Fuck Sotheby's.
And they phone keep going off.
Yeah. He was like, Dorota. Oh, that's just my man. Like, they both said they assistants or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like Dorota's getting bad at her job or some shit. He said, like they was both still bidding on this painting. Why can't Blair? Come on, man.
I know.
Why can't she just give? This is a business opportunity. You want this to get into some stupid ass secret society that. Come on, man.
It's like trying to show the stakes of how badly she needs to feel important, but that's stupid.
Let me ask you,
it's weird to be like, I'm taking Chuck's side.
You've watched this show a bunch. Me and him have gotten into this conversation about like Serena. Mm-hmm. Now, you complimented us earlier on our 2022 lens watching this. I just cannot like Serena's arc. Mm-hmm. Does she like? Are we supposed to dislike how she behaves? Mm-hmm. He says yes.
Yeah, I think so. I think also like they sort of regretted the way they set her up as sort of like a party girl who's chaos and selfish because then it makes her too unlikable. So they just sort of live in the weird gray in between of like her just never being accountable for the choices that she makes.
Yeah.
But also being like sweet sometimes
nowhere. That's what's confusing to me. Yeah. That's why I was asking you that. That's what's confusing me the most because it's like Blair is clear.
Inconsistent.
She's an asshole.
Yeah.
She's a clear and consistent asshole. And she doesn't take accountability either. Mm-hmm. And she's doing some shit in these episodes that's like, oh my God, like Blair, come on. Right. Be better.
Give him the pain. Give him the pain.
Yeah.
Cool painting, by the way. Like the painting.
Yeah.
Big fan of the painting.
Like
I would have bid on it.
Yeah.
$5,000.
That scene was ridiculous.
$5,000.
I laughed so hard when Serena did that. I was like, you have the money to fuck you. That's so ridiculous.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Well, okay, back to your question though. So like, here's what I'm thinking. all right, I think there's part of me that wants to believe that they're just that good writers where they just like created the ultimate unlikable character.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the first, like they were like Serena's the first Walter White, you know?
Yeah, like an anti-hero. Yeah.
But then now as a writer, I feel like, because I can see that happening too, where you're like, okay, we're going to make her this rich girl, chaos, and then they get the note like, we need people to like her. It's almost like they're just writing every version of her.
Right.
And it's confusing. And that's bad writing.
Let me ask you this. Walter White reference. So I did not watch Breaking Bad. But I know that the premise in the beginning was he was trying to get money for his son's like surgery, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a thing where you want to root for him, but he keeps doing shit.
He keeps doing
bad shit.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like, well, I can't keep rooting for you because you keep doing like purposefully bad shit.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing? Is that what Serena is?
That's
the
that's
anti-hero?
my theory.
Yeah.
That if you want to have faith in the writers, then that's what they're going for, I think. But I think what she's saying is it was just a big mistake.
Yeah. I think that it would have made more sense if there was like some sort of noble intentions of her to start out, like a Walter White, but it wasn't. I think also this was made for teenage girls to want to be like them.
Yeah.
But I still hold on. I disagree because here's the only thing is like we know from the jump, whether you like Serena or not, that this group of people are unlikable. Like I think like when they pitched the show, I gotta imagine they were like, yeah, it's these rich kids, Upper East Side, everyone hates them, but we're going to take you into their lives. Like, I don't think they were like, people are going to love to see these rich people. You know what I mean? Like,
You don't think little teenage white girls would love to be like these girls?
But I don't think that you would write a TV show about that unless you were trying to, like, poke fun of that a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's like a bunch of,
Succession
like-
to me is like that.
Yeah.
Like, they're interested in it, but they're not saying that these are good people. You know what I mean?
I think that they were
'Cause Chuck
like,
is,
we
like-
want to show this world of like glamorous people who don't have any accountability for their actions and are like rich and have access to all these cool clothes. And they were like, we know what to do. The audience's way in is going to be Dan and Jenny.
Right.
But if a show that is like geared towards young girls, they're not seeing themselves as much as Dan, and so they had to sort of quickly pivot to go, actually Serena is their way in. But that's not what I think she was like programmed to be, was our way in.
That's deep. You might be right about that.
Deep right there.
But yeah, that's why I feel like
deep.
she
Yeah,
is the
Aaron
most
Keif.
inconsistent character across the series.
Aaron Keif
So
rolling
is
in the
that,
deep.
but do you think that's why me and Carl don't like her? Or do you think if they don't, do you think, I guess what I'm wondering is if Stephanie Savage and Josh were in here right now, would they be happy that we hate Serena so much?
I
I guess
think
that's two black men. They probably, I was probably, what do
we
you
don't give a
expect?
fuck what y'all think.
we didn't make the show for y'all.
I think that maybe now they would like. I just feel like maybe they would be lying because I think that I think that they wanted her to initially be sort of unlikable and then had to switch it halfway through.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Because I was telling the other homie this. When you watch the OC, it's like my way in was Seth, but I'm like, when you watch it now, it's like Seth is like a terrible person.
Yeah.
But all right, it's not hard to believe because Friends is like that too. Because like Chandler was one of my favorite characters as a kid, but he's like the most annoying character.
Yeah.
Now, all right.
And
Maybe
I think
you're right there.
there's some teen shows that they make the way in the like a woman that sort of has no personality, but in a way they can make her complicated over time and have us like her even though she makes mistakes. Like I feel like I don't know if you ever watched Dawson's Creek.
Oh no,
I just watched it for the theme song, then I turned it off.
I just watched it for the guy from Mighty Ducks who's in it.
I love that guy. But they had a female way in. But yeah, so it helped. But yeah, with Serena, they like switched halfway through, and now I just feel like she's just someone who has no consequences to her actions.
Yeah, that's
it's
what
so
I hate
annoying.
so much.
It's very
funny.
irritating.
I think what's funny is that this is how we've always viewed white women.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's like, so it's like a weird, for us watching it, it's like, this makes total sense to me. But maybe it was unintentional. And that's why is that why we're doing this podcast?
That's why we're doing this whole podcast.
Yeah. But, well, thanks for breaking that down, Erin.
Aaron just
She just cracked the whole
She
show.
just cracked the show. We don't need to do this anymore. Thank
I
y'all so
solved
much.
it. Oh, great. Okay.
Aaron Keif.
We can
ruined it.
delete Gossip
But
Girl off the
now you're
internet
making
now.
me feel bad for Serena now. Now
No.
I'm like,
Yeah, no, I do
maybe
not.
she's not so bad.
I still don't.
No, she's not a good none of them are good people, but
She
she's
really does the non-accountable. I mean, both of them do. Her and Blair, I
That
guess.
stupid shit.
But the way Serena does, the way Blake plays it, she's always like,
Yeah.
how did this happen?
Yeah, so
I
like
gotta
that's the
go.
thing. Blair feels like she's doing it on purpose. Where
Yeah.
She's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, I know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna ignore you because I can get away with this because
Yeah.
I'm Blair Waldorf. Serena like makes it seem like, why don't you just like when I'm doing this, even though I don't care about anybody else, but I think everybody should care about
Yeah.
me. And
Right.
It's like, man.
Blair's like a Disney villain. Like it's fun to root for her because you're like, oh, you're just a tried and true, full blood villain, and then Serena is like the victim complex,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
constantly.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah.
Being like, I'm just a baby. I'm just a small
I'm
baby.
just a baby. Where are they at?
Anyway, Nate sucks.
Yeah,
What else?
Nate sucks. That's
is
what you got in
great.
your notes.
I wrote,
My
Nate, you
22
suck like
vision
4
on Nate
times.
is that he's a great guy.
Yeah.
So boring.
They look into
He has that
Scott.
personality. Yeah. Uh-huh.
They find out that he sent a letter to Dan.
Yeah.
That he sent the letter to Dan, saying that he liked his work. They think he's a stalker.
Yeah,
We
so
gotta
they
get
don't know that he's little brother.
Yeah.
They just think, oh, this dude is just
This
crazy.
dude's crazy. Yeah.
He
We
crazier
gotta
than
get
George
out
Gina.
of here. That was so funny.
if
Man.
Dan
I was
was
like,
like-
Dan, get over yourself. Ain't nobody trying to stalk you.
I know. He's like, yeah,
Yeah,
guys,
right.
he might be dangerous.
Yeah.
What if Dad was like, man, this guy's crazy. Kind of like this new girl I've been hooking up with.
Takes one to know
Takes one to
one.
know one. Which I mean, shit. We gonna get to that. At the end, everybody's coming in. Blair and Chuck trying to outbid each other for the 1,000 pounds. 4,000 pounds. What is that from, Jake? Jake, what is this from? 2,000 pounds. We'll start the bidding at 2,000 pounds. 2,000 pounds. 4,000 pounds. 5,000 pounds. Your Majesty. What's that from?
I don't know.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The last case of Wonka bars in the United Kingdom.
Oh, right.
We'll start the bidding at 2,000 pounds. Your Majesty.
That's great. I love that movie.
I love that this fancy auction has folding chairs that look like they cost $1. I was like,
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. This
right.
Sotheby's house was put together way too quick.
Yeah, no way.
It's right next to. There's a Sotheby's right next to.
I feel like I
What's
see
the
it
bar
all the
right
time.
there? Rustic. Rustic.
Is it Sotheby's right there?
At the end of that, I think they just sell couches in there or some shit. But
Yeah,
that's
we
a
gotta hit it up.
Sotheby's right there. It's
All
like
right, let's go in
Sotheby's
there and
furniture.
get it in. Get some money.
4,000 pounds. 4,000 pounds. 5,000 pounds. Your Majesty.
I wouldn't know how to do that shit. That seems like they're going so fast.
That's
Yeah.
on my bucket list is to be like wearing
Should we
a
do
huge
that?
hat and then
Yeah.
We should do that
Yeah.
as our podcast.
But what if we win? I don't want to pay that money for some
Oh,
stupid
yeah.
shit. I want to buy a nice piece of art. You got nice art in your house?
I have some. Yeah, the
You got
older
some-
I get, I've been trying to like invest in stuff I really love. I like buying. If you like any sort of illustrators, you go to their website. You can buy a print and then get it framed professionally. That's what I like to do.
I gotta figure out what artists I like. Cause now I just look at art and just go, oh yeah, that person's a talented artist.
Yeah.
Like I don't care.
You gotta get
Right.
that. It's like, what's my taste? Like,
Yeah, what's my art
what I want
taste?
in my wall? I don't know yet. I had to go to art.com and just buy some shit.
I got a bunch 7-Eleven has a big box of posters.
Yeah.
And I-
It's just like $4.
Yeah, I bought a $4 poster and then I go on Amazon and get the
Yeah.
$20 frame and I put that
Yeah.
up.
That has been a game changer for me is going into like a Michael's and getting it professionally framed because they back it with a nice color and people think I'm a millionaire.
No,
Oh,
I
yeah,
did
that's a
that.
good idea.
That's what I did with my my Andre 3000 one.
Yeah.
Because I just bought the poster, but then I went to Michael's and got a shit framed, and this shit, they like, oh, dang, you sophisticated, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
All
yeah.
right.
Look like a grown
I
up.
got an NWA poster I
The
bought at
Sotheby's
7-Eleven.
up.
I'll go
You
get
want to smoke some weed and go to Sotheby's after this? Sotheby's makes me feel like when I go in there, they're going to have grits and shrimp. And
You're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, you're gonna be real disappointed. They're gonna have drywall. So like Serena buys the painting. Like she like, why are you doing this with Chuck? Like,
Yeah.
it's unnecessary. Shut up, Serena.
that was a really weird term.
yeah.
Has $9,000 to prove a point to
Yeah.
their friends.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
you
Must be
guys
nice.
relax.
You
I'll
guys
take the
relax. I'll buy
painting.
the painting. Scott's mom shows up. Scott goes and tells Rufus that he's the other dude's he's the brother.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, but Vanessa knows that's not the
Yeah.
truth, and she gets bummed. And she gonna tell Rufus eventually.
So here's what I was want to know. I think Rufus knows the truth. I think he knew.
Yeah.
I think
He
he
might
like. I think either it's because to me, these are like kids. I feel like if I was Rufus, I'd be like, clearly you're lying. Like you're my son.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, I don't know. I guess he has processed the last few years thinking this guy was dead.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
might have moved on
He
from
might
it.
have. We're gonna start a countdown clock at the bottom of the screen, wherever the bottom of the screen is, right here, here, wherever the
Probably
screen,
above us.
wherever the bottom of the screen is. We're gonna start a countdown clock for when Vanessa tells Rufus.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
over. She told him.
It
took 2 seconds.
Literally,
Can't
this
keep a
guy's
secret.
gonna definitely. This Vanessa is killer. Who do you think is? Who would you rather tell a secret to, Vanessa or Dan? Which one? You
Oh
think?
my God!
Neither.
rather that-
Dan,
he
maybe.
would
I'd rather
tell
let the secret rot inside me and turn into fucking.
them motherfuckers both.
I have
but
a
Vanessa would
question.
do it and have a judgment about it.
If you had a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and then even if you think that kid is dead, and if you saw your kid, would you not recognize your own face or
Probably not.
your partner's face in their face?
That's what I would think. But also, I mean, I don't know. Like, you think you would just be like, that's my son right there. I was thinking, that's what I was thinking. That's
Right.
why I think when he hugged him, remember when Ruth hugged him and said, it means more than you know? I think he was saying,
Yeah.
I love you. Like, I know it's you. I know it's you.
I know it's you.
I knew it was you. And he kisses him like, I knew it was you. You broke my heart. But yeah, like, I just think Ruth is not stupid. Like, why would the brother of a kid want to go spend all that time with you?
yeah.
That's so
That's
crazy.
dumb.
No.
He knows. Rufus
Yeah,
gotta know.
I think he knows.
He gotta know.
But I think he just like he figured out what was going on. And,
Yeah.
the mom, because he already knows if the mom is there, then it's like, all right, y'all ain't here bullshit.
Yeah, but yeah. So Vanessa knows this, and she's bummed about it. She really can't find a man. Vanessa cannot get a man to save her
I
life.
know that she need. Yeah, Vanessa, what's the song?
Vanessa's room.
Next week on Vanessa.
Vanessa's room.
Sorry, Vanessa, it's not gonna work out. I can't keep a
Man,
man.
I can't find a man. Serena confronts Blair and Chuck about all the Carter stuff.
Yeah.
Because she finds out that they've been plotting on Carter. So the bottle. So Carter, I skipped over this part. I don't know why I did. I guess this is a hard episode to keep up with. It was
Yeah.
moving quick. I was trying to eat my oatmeal.
This end was a mess.
Yeah.
I wrote,
Yeah.
everyone is insane.
Yeah, everyone is insane.
Yeah, just
I
a lot
probably
of
the same
chaotic
shit.
behavior.
But basically, like, they was at the hotel room, and the man was like, "Sir, this card is declined, and we've been also notified to call the authorities." And he's
Yeah.
like, "What? That's the only card?" Like,
Yeah, like, what you
Can't be
talking
true. It's
about?
like, "Oh, Carter's broke out here," and then Serena's like, "I'll pay for it. It's fine."
Yeah.
Carter, just pay for the room service. He's like, "I didn't get it. You really don't
Yeah.
believe me, do you?" And she's like, "Well, Carter."
Yeah.
And I was like, "You really don't believe it?" Like, I felt for Carter in that moment. I was
Yeah.
like, I've been mad. Like, you really don't believe me? Like, why would I be lying about
I know.
this?
Like, he literally is like, I didn't order room service though.
Although
Like-
he says everything like a smug villain. That
He
like,
does,
dude,
though, yeah, it's
check
hard.
your
Yeah.
tone,
Yeah.
and then we'll
he
believe
got that
you.
thing like when you're not lying, but when someone thinks you're lying, you be like, I'm not lying, I swear. I'm not lying.
I know everything is telling you. My
Yeah.
everything
Yeah,
is saying
it's like,
that
I
I'm
don't know why
lying.
that
When you be
happens.
laughing, when the shit is funny, 'cause
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm truly not lying to you. I just cannot break this smile.
Yeah.
When there's just that manic laugh, I'm like, I can't get out of it.
I'm telling the truth. I don't know why. I don't know
So
why I'm smiling.
Blair and Chuck plotted that whole shit.
Yeah.
But just to show Serena that Carter wasn't that good. I was like,
Right.
why y'all do this to y'all so-called friends?
Yeah.
They got so much money and time. If
Yeah.
I honestly, if I had that many resources, I would be messing with my friend. I'd be breaking up their relationships
like the
for
idea,
sport.
like to be like, hey, we're gonna pay this girl to just walk up to in the middle of the street and say they had sex.
They probably gave her like $10,000 cash.
I would love
Yeah.
to see that episode from her point of view.
Yeah.
She's just like a
Yeah.
struggling actress.
Yeah.
Gets
Yeah.
weirdest gig ever.
Like, I got a gig today, folks.
I got a
After
gig.
this-
Mom, it's working out. New York is working.
I got paid $10,000 to slap a stranger on the street today.
Oh, honey, come home. Please come home.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
my
not coming
God.
home, Mom. New York is working out.
Yeah.
So Serena also can't find a man.
I know. Yeah.
Both of these people, yeah,
All
they
gotta
both
do
need
is
to go to
believe in
therapy
the
with
good
each
in
other.
person. Yeah.
Yep.
Blair drops the invitation next to Serena, and she looks at it, and she sees Le Table Elitaire. Good luck. The G on this the G is Georgina G.
I know that G anywhere.
I know that G anywhere.
Yes.
You can
that
ring the
shit.
bell too if you want.
Yeah, get a bell.
All right.
Georgina G.
And then we also use the bell to do exorcisms.
throw.
The
Oh, yeah.
power of
Compels you. Georgina George
compels you. Yeah.
Stay away from
That would get
Regina.
a demon out of me, I think. That
Oh
noise.
my god, I can't believe it. It's funny. When did they do any of these scams? Both of the Georgina and Chuck and Blair just did this when we weren't watching.
Yeah,
It's just
we
in the
were watching
background.
this shit. So she tells
Serena
Dan,
was
like,
Sherlock Holmes all of a sudden. All of
I
a
know.
sudden,
Yeah.
she has deductive reasoning.
But deductive reason for everybody else's shit except her own bullshit.
Yeah.
Get out of here,
Can't-
Serena.
but just can't
Try
figure
to
out
solve
which
why
card is telling the
Vanessa is
truth.
single.
Yeah, exactly. Because Vanessa cannot find a man. Vanessa's room.
Next
Hey,
week.
yeah,
We
yeah.
have special guest star Jameel White.
Jaleel
White.
Jaleel, I was about to say Bokeem Woodbine.
Yeah,
So she
I'm not playing no more. That's my Bokeem impression. I'm caught up.
You know who
I'm caught
Bokeem
up.
Woodbine is? Mm-hmm. Give him a Google. Oh, you do know who he is.
Oh, I just Googled Domhnall Gleeson again by accident.
Bokeem Woodbine's a Domdale Gleeson of black cinema.
It's probably-
I'm gonna write a paper on that. There's probably a lot there.
in this paper, I will. She tells Dan, "Don't call Georgina. Like, just get over
Yeah.
it. She already left. Like, it's all good." But
Little did she know.
little did she know, Georgina saw him getting that limo
Yeah.
with his family.
Serena
I mean,
goes, "Did someone say food? I'm starving."
yeah.
I hate
Serena's on
Serena.
a tear.
Lemongrass.
This is the weirdest
She's on a
verse.
tear.
It's just like she's just making havoc everywhere she goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like in the Georgina walk out, like, damn,
I'll
you just gonna
find
leave
you.
me? Yeah, I guess
I'm
they was on
Harriet
it.
the spy. I'll find you. So Dan calls the next day. He's like, "Hey, maybe we should cool off. Georgina ain't having that shit. Ain't no cooling off. We keep it hot in here. Keep it hot." She got a
I'm in
picture
love.
of her and Dan on her laptop background. She fell hard. She loves Dan.
Spooky.
Fatal Attraction.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
Fatal
it.
Attraction. And when I first wrote this, I wrote single white female. I was like, no, that's not the same movie. Fatal Attraction.
Yeah, that's
Watch
different.
your rabbit, Dan. If Dan shows up with a rabbit next episode, you know what's gonna happen. Georgina's gonna cook the rabbit,
and feed it to him.
but it ain't gonna be good. Like, 'cause there's a certain way you have to prepare rabbit.
You have to know what you're doing.
You have to know what you're doing. There's a certain way you gotta cook rabbit. Rabbit is very gamey meat.
Yeah, that's true.
So Serena got a little smirk on her face. She goes, sorry. Her and Dan in the room. They better not be getting back together. Oh, they
I
better
know.
not be
I
getting
didn't like
back together.
seeing them do that together.
It always makes
I don't
me,
like
it makes
them
me
together.
nervous every time. Every time they get a little bit too close.
Yeah.
Get on my nerves.
But
Get on
I'm
my
glad
nerves.
I'm glad he's got back to his dance, back to his senses.
Yeah,
You know, maybe there'll be somebody new out there.
hopefully. Chuck goes and confronts the assistant about the Georgina shit. Because she's friends with Georgina.
Yeah.
Told Georgina about the, like,
That's
so
why
all
this
it shows
episode
a
is
whole
crazy
set.
to me. I'm
It's
like,
a crazy
what?
episode. They're
I was literally
friends,
like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah. So he's not gonna renew. He goes, hey, when your club's lease is not renewed at the Empire Hotel,
Yeah.
then you know who to thank. Bright Eyes over here. Turn around, Bright Eyes.
And then she's like, what?
What? It was a prank.
Yeah.
She makes every
I
face.
pranked.
It's so stupid. Her character was not full enough for this to happen.
No.
Yeah, it's like I don't care about either of those. The other guy too.
Yeah, I think he was like a real club owner. So he's a terrible actor.
Yeah,
They got a real one.
That's
Yeah.
the owner of the Roxy.
Yeah. So Scott goes to break it off with Vanessa. They have a tearful goodbye. It's very nice. It's a tearful goodbye. But guess who's standing outside the fucking door listening to the whole thing? Georgina Sparks. Who is Georgina Babcock? Who is that?
That's our friend Cassandra Bacot.
Well, no, I know her name. I wasn't. Shout out to Cassandra Babcock. She listened to the show. But what?
Is it Georgina Babcock?
What do I know?
I can Google it.
Yeah, Google
That's
that for
the
me.
only Babcock I
This
know.
was kind of I'm gonna hold up. This is a kind of a humdinger when she's standing out there because you know she's about to have something up her sleeve.
Yeah, like
But it ain't like a real.
it's like because it's like two characters you don't care about. Vanessa
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Nothing's coming up.
and Vanessa
I made that
and,
name up.
and Scott. Like
So
I want
anyone can
Scott
use that
gone.
name if you like it.
Yeah.
No one has it.
If you writing a script, add a Georgina Babcock in it.
I just don't understand. Do you feel like Scott really liked Vanessa?
No. I think that they liked each other as friends, maybe. Like
Really?
they
You
liked
think
each
they
other.
smashed? You think they had sex?
Yeah, it's college. I don't know.
I
I think he did like her. Why don't you think he liked her?
I think he really was just using her, and then like has like affection and care for her, but isn't like into her.
Like the way he just left, he was like, "All right, well, I changed my mind. I'm out of here."
Yeah.
I mean, they're in college, but he's not in college.
I think I was super annoyed that Scott did that. First of all, like I was like, why? I mean, look, I don't know. I've never been. I'm not in that situation, so I ain't gonna say how I would act. But it did seem like he really he got what he wanted to know, that the dad is there.
Yeah.
And then the mom, if she really cared about him, she wouldn't be threatened by that.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But I don't know. I don't know about that stuff. I'm not gonna speak on it, even though I just did.
Serena and Carter make up. Excuse me. Serena and Carter make up, and he has breakfast with the Humpter-Woodsons.
Yeah, that was wild.
Nice, good.
The way she brought him
Company.
into,
Yeah, you did
I
it.
love that Rufus just on stepdaddy duty. Like,
Yeah.
do the stepdad.
Do the stepdaddy.
My favorite, the most iconic part of the show is the breakfasts at that house.
Yeah, they look
Yeah.
so good. They should look good as hell.
Rufus, we gotta wake up at 3:00 in the morning, cook all that shit.
Yeah.
Every breakup we went through in Chicago, we would make each other a Gossip Girl breakfast.
Really?
Yeah,
Like a big ass-
yeah, just a ton
and
of
your
orange
friends?
juice. Yeah, my roommate and I, that
Really?
you weren't gonna eat. Just
Where's your roommate? She gotta get on the show too.
She in Chicago, but she's a great actress.
Why she gotta come to L.A.?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing going on in Chicago.
Ain't nothing out there.
nothing going on
except
but
hot
the rent.
dogs. But yeah, man, that's really cool.
That's
Yeah.
nice. That's nice.
That's cool. That
friend thing.
yeah, they breakfast. Them just do be looking voluptuous.
So good. And I hate when they like have one grape and leave, and I'm like, there's all
yeah.
those
Someone said
bagels.
that. Was talking about that.
It must be going.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
there's
late for school. I'll
the
take I'll
most
take a piece of
gorgeous
toast.
croissant I
Yeah,
have ever seen
yeah.
on that table. I need you to eat it.
I'll just take a piece of toast. So Chuck and Blair in the park. He done cashed in all of his shares in Bass Industries.
I didn't
to
get this
buy
at all. Yeah.
That's why he said he was going to not renew the lease.
made
He's
me laugh.
risking. He's trying to use all his money that he can, which I also don't get. I'm like, why not just buy it under Bass Industries?
That's what I was. Yeah, I don't understand
But
that. Yeah.
he's trying to go off on his own.
This 18-year-old child in a suit wants to risk it all on his own.
Yeah.
And he
Ay,
cashed
ay, ay.
out all his shares in his daddy's company that's dead now.
Yeah, like it's still his. It's not like. Yeah, that should have made. It's not like you're your own man. Like you still using the money that he gave your dad.
yeah.
Gave you. It's like,
Yeah.
what? I don't get it.
I'm scared
That's
for old Chuck. I
such
gotta be
classic
honest,
like
though.
rich privilege of like, and look, from the ground up, I will
the
build
yeah.
something with my billions of dollars
Yeah,
from
yeah.
my dad.
Oh, so maybe
Yeah.
it's like just like I'm buying this purchase. If it fails, if it's on me,
Yeah.
I won't have no safety net. I get that because Blair loves him and believes in him.
She did for a second look like, I don't believe in you. I don't know.
Yeah, there was that where she was like, "You sure about this? You stupid."
I'm scared for Chuck.
Ooh.
I'm scared for him too. This is like, I mean, whatever. Chuck is like the terrible guy, but this is like my favorite version of Chuck. I think.
Yeah.
This
He
him
looked
trying to,
Business
like
Chuck.
optimistic.
Yeah, business Chuck.
I'm scared for him. I think because I think this shit's gonna fail because that's what this show is. This
Also,
show
that
is fucking
hotel
good
looked
times.
trash. It didn't look as cool.
It didn't look as cool as I thought it was gonna look. That's where the
Yeah.
hottest club is.
Yeah,
Man, come on, man.
I was like, I don't know, because I like the other hotel he had.
Yeah.
So
was
Carter
nice.
leaves the house. Him and Serena canoodling again. She walks away. Bree Buckley pulls up on Carter and says some shit. You can run, but Daddy loves to hunt. I don't know what
Yeah.
this is all about. Can somebody explain this to me? What happened?
I had no memory of this at all. I was like, they know each other? It's been too long
Yeah.
for me.
No, I don't think we're supposed to know anything. But I think all I remember that shot was so weird when they at the Sotheby's when Bree Buckley was there too, and then when the Carter walked by, she was like, it just stayed on her for like a minute.
Yeah.
and she was like, I know that motherfucker.
Carter Bazin.
And
So
then
apparently
to-
he's done something to their family, to the Buckleys.
Yeah, he probably in his old days of
Fraud
scheming
bag or
and
some
stuff.
shit. Yeah.
And then, but his dad, I wonder if her daddy's just like he must be like a Trump or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, he is. So Georgina packs all her bags up. She's going to Boston. She calls the train station, as people do in New York, to go, when's the next train to Boston? Got it. When the internet is around.
Yeah.
So she's going to Boston because I guess she's going to get with Scott for some reason.
Man, I don't know. I don't
But
know
even
what her
like,
plan
what's
is.
the worst case scenario of this? That Rufus finds out, Rufus and Lily find out this is really their son, and they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Like, how is she going to mess with...
It has to. I think it has to have something to do with Dan. I think she's gonna
Yeah.
maybe use this as a way to get to Dan.
I
Be like, look,
guess so.
I got your little brother. Now you want to hook up with me? I don't know, which is crazy. We can't think
I
like
can't
her.
believe
She's a
she's
maniac.
like leaving school because she's so obsessed with this group of people.
Yeah,
That's so embarrassing.
yeah.
Why is she in school to begin with?
Yeah.
Well, the whole reason she's even at that school is for that reason.
Why do you want a
Domestic people.
degree? Why do you want a degree?
She need to go to DeVry.
Yeah.
All that debt for nothing.
ITT
Yeah.
Tech.
All right, what do y'all think? What's y'all rating this?
Go ahead, Erin Keif. Lamar, you go first so she knows how to do it.
Okay.
She listened to the show.
I'm gonna give it as a 1. I think it's my least favorite Gossip Girl episode. A 1X.
Interesting.
It's sort of an honor to be here on your
Yeah, I never felt this way. It was just like the Sotheby's thing was crazy to me. How did all these people get to Sotheby's?
felt
And
this way.
there's no reason all these people should be at an auction right now. And then I also did not like they completely wasted our time with Scott. Like that's like the rule when you have a gun in a show and you got to shoot it.
Oh, like Chekhov's
You can't
gun,
put
yeah.
an adopted kid in a show and then not have him tell the daddy.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that shit ain't tight.
Yeah.
All right, 1X. You ready?
So
you gotta
that's-
do it at the same time.
Yeah. So that's
X.
XOXO.
Oh wait.
Oh,
I'm talking about X.
so you give it a 0.25.
Yeah. The lowest you can go.
The lowest you can go. Wow.
Yeah. You ready?
So that's-
we gotta say it at the same time.
Yeah. So that's X. Damn.
Whoa.
That's honestly a humdinger right there.
Yeah, that was
Because the lowest rating in history. Well, we got Jake here. Mr. Robinson is here.
Yeah.
And you give it the lowest rating in history.
It's the lowest rating I've ever gone. And I'm not hard to please on this show, but
Surprisingly enough, I'm going to give it a 6. No, just playing. Aaron Keith, what do you give it?
A 2.
A 2?
oh yeah,
I'm gonna give it a 2.
2X or 2XXOs.
Like a 0.50 or a 2?
A 0.50.
Damn.
Wow. So that's
XO.
So yeah.
yeah.
It's
Jeez.
really I was like, oh, it's like if you leave work for a week and no one really knows how to do your job and you come back to your desk and there's like a bunch of papers and it's a huge mess and everything is much
That's what
worse
it
than when you
felt
left.
like.
I was like,
Yeah.
my God, it's such a mess
Yeah.
coming into
Yeah.
season
But
3,
I
episode 3.
couldn't keep up with it.
It was
But
crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, it's all my least favorite like eras. Like I don't like Georgina stuff. I don't like it when Chuck and Blair are together. I don't like the college
I
years
like
as
that.
much.
I like that Chuck and Blair. That's the only. I like that they like believe in each other.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I like
sweet.
this like.
We're going to make it, babe.
We're gonna make it together, babe.
But I'm a
yeah, I
sick
like
fuck,
that.
and I like it when they're messing
All
with
right.
each other.
I like the
Aaron,
manipulations.
you heard it here first. Aaron Keith is a sick fuck.
Whatever.
Now,
Yes.
all right. I'm going to go a little bit higher than y'all because we've never gone that low and I don't want to follow the trend. So I'm going to give it a full XOXO.
Whoa.
So, but just one though.
So there's 1X.
I'm
Okay.
gonna give it a 0.99.
Okay.
So that's
XOXO.
XOXO. And it kind of teeters off.
Okay.
Mr. Robinson, you didn't watch the episode. What do you give this episode of the podcast? How many XOXOs?
I don't know.
All right. Well, thank you so
I
much,
don't
Mr.
understand the
Robinson.
rating system.
He's not familiar. He's
What would
unfamiliar
you
with the
rate
rating
English
system.
breakfast?
What would you rate English breakfast out of 5 XOXOs?
Okay.
Yeah.
That is an XO, right?
XO,
Yeah.
so a 0.50.
Same as mine.
Yeah.
So that's XO for English breakfast. Okay.
All right.
There you have it, folks.
Thank you, Jake.
The worst episode that we've gotten to so far.
If I can't be here for any of the best episodes, it's truly an
We're
honor
gonna
to
have
be
you
here
back.
for the
We're gonna have
worst.
you back once it starts becoming a humdinger of a season.
Oh yeah.
Once the show's
look,
wrapping
it's gonna
up.
get good. I'm not even tripping. So
Anytime.
I'm happy to give this rating because I already know what's going down.
You got some news for me?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit
Are
of
you
news?
ready? You know how this goes? Mm-hmm. All right, cool. All right, so check it out. Lil Baby. So you know Lil Baby, the rapper. He went to Vegas and he won $1 million on the tables or whatever, and he ended up splitting it with all his friends, which is such a nice thing. He's a real good guy. So my question is for y'all: who would y'all want to go to Vegas with on this cast?
Oh, on
You
this
know, if you had to
cast.
pick one person.
So not the character, but the cast member?
Oh,
I know the character.
The
yeah.
character.
All right. I think I would want to go to Vegas. I think I want to go to Vegas with. Damn.
Eric.
Who would you say?
Eric. I
Eric,
assume
nah,
you're saying
Eric's too
Eric.
young.
He can't get into
Oh,
this.
no,
Dorota.
he wouldn't get in. I wouldn't want to go with Dorota.
The road would be kind of lit.
I feel like Dorota would know all the best spots. I feel like that's where she goes
She's
every
like,
vacation.
Back in my
I
days.
think, honestly, it's going to sound a little crazy. I'm going to get ate up for this.
Serena.
Georgina.
Oh, really?
No, you're acting like Dan.
Erin, she's gonna let me smash. She's gonna let me smash. She's gonna drug me and let me smash in Vegas.
She might drug me.
You're making the exact mistake we said with
Yeah,
her.
100%.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you want the chaos.
All
That's
right.
what Dad, because Dad to me is like, he's like, I know she's crazy, but I'm trying to smash. All right, so I would go with Nate. I know you don't like Nate just to make Erin mad.
Yeah.
He would
I'm
be.
torn.
I don't know if he'd be fun in Vegas.
No, I feel like
I feel like he would just be like down. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm down.
I'm torn between Chuck because I feel like you'd get to see like underground Vegas stuff, like powerful
Oh
poker
yeah, that could
games.
be cool.
Or Lily because I feel like she would just spend all the money to get you like a nice hotel and a spa day. And
Yeah, she'd be like,
Good
let's fire it
dinners,
up.
yeah.
Would it be popping with Lily? It would be a nice trip. I'd rather
Yeah.
go to like, honestly, I'd rather go to like Paris with Lily.
Yeah, you're right.
Like more like a fancy
Monaco.
thing.
I want to go to Monaco
Yeah.
with Lily.
That sounds amazing. We should call her.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit her
But
up.
Vegas though,
Vegas
I
would
think I
literally be
wanna
like
go-
because I feel like every time I'm ready to get going, she's gonna be like, I'm going back to the hotel. Go to
yeah.
sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah.
But you're welcome to go and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Here's the card.
yeah. It's like,
like-
I don't want to hang by myself.
Vegas by yourself sounds really.
But I feel
sad.
like you get 2 days. You got 2 days in Vegas with Georgina. You're not
She
sleeping
doesn't
for
have
the
the
whole
money,
2 days.
though.
She doesn't have the money.
to make it like luxurious
That's
and
true.
crazy.
So we'd have to go. I want to go with a group. I'd actually want to go with.
whole cast.
I'd want to go with the whole
Yeah,
cast.
everybody.
Nah, they're gonna cause some drama in Vegas.
That's great. That was a good one. We don't do the other one.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. Give it up for our guest, our sister in Christ, Erin Keif.
Erin
Erin
Keif.
Keif, where can they find you at? Where can they track you down? Where can they track you down like Scott did Rufus?
I'll give my address. You can follow me, Erin Keif 10 on Instagram. It might be the same on Twitter, but it might not.
Is that your basketball number?
Yes, and my birthday. I was always the number that I picked for everything. But yeah, you can follow me at that, and also check out Hey Riddle Riddle and Sitcom D&D on the Headgum website or wherever you find.
Where's your head gum?
Where's your head gum?
Thank you so much for
Where's your
having
head
me.
gum?
Thank you for being here.
The best
Thank you for
time.
being a Gossip Girl fan.
Thank you for being a Gossip Girl fan. Thank you
Yeah.
for being a fan of this podcast. Thank you for
course.
listening to it. Thank you. We love our listeners, and we love you just as much. And we still love you out there in listener land, too. The camera is a little bit askew from me. That's Mr. Robinson's fault. I know it is. I can see it. The couch has got a hole in it. But that's okay, though, because we're here. We here. We're around.
We're never gonna
We're
stop.
never gonna
This
stop.
is not gonna stop.
This is never gonna
podcast
end.
is gonna
This
go
show will
forever.
go way more seasons than Gossip Girl did. We're gonna write after we get done with the 6 seasons of Gossip Girl. We're gonna start to write our own Gossip Girl.
Are
Yeah,
you going to
and we
watch the
gonna pitch it.
reboot after you finish every episode, the HBO reboot?
I might.
I don't
Now
know.
I did see something, and I'm happy that I saw this. So apparently, in the first episode of the new Gossip Girl, they say who Gossip Girl was.
Oh
in the
yeah,
preview.
Yeah,
So
be
I'm
careful.
glad I did not watch it.
I know.
Yeah.
Good
And I'm
talking.
not
I didn't know
going
that.
to watch it. Marty's here. Headgum Marty. Hashtag Headgum Marty. Give it up for Headgum Marty. We will be back next week with another episode. We might be wearing the same clothes because we might be about to record that shit right now.
Yeah, who
but
knows?
who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? I might have a different hat on. I got another hat in the car.
I'll have the same hat, but it'll be backwards.
Yeah. Listen.
They
Thank
might
you so much.
switch hats in between recordings.
Yeah. Rate and review the episode. Subscribe to the podcast. Tell your friends to subscribe to the podcast. Tell anybody you think might like this shit to subscribe to it.
Yeah.
And hit us up on Instagram at XOXO Gossip Kings _podcast. Follow that page. Send us your user spiders. We still need them. We still love them. Shout out to the
Yeah.
user spider from today. What else can I say? Oh. October 7th. Come to the Elysian Theater. See me and Lamar live with our
Yeah.
improv group, The Big Team. And
It's
a special
super
guest. Super fun show. Come out. Come hang and bang. It's going to be great. We'll all go to Vegas after.
Yeah, we're gonna go party.
Go party. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
That was a Headgum podcast.